Good morning, boys and girls. So now we're doing lesson 2 for knowledge, CKLA, ALA. And today what we're going to be talking about, the lesson is winter. So I'm going to start reading. The last one we read was talking about the little girl about where she lives. And I told you guys to start doing a weather diary. You only have to do the weather diary for 3 days. So this will be like day 2 or 3. This lesson is about winter. So I'm going to start, okay? Hi, from your pen pal Annie. In my last letter, I told you about the 4 seasons that occur in many parts of the United States: winter, spring, summer, and autumn. Today, I'm going to tell you about winter. What kind of things do you think of when I say winter? Snowman? Icicles? I think of cold. Winter is the coldest season of the year in most of the United States. The shortest day of the year is on December 21st. It marks the beginning of winter. Winter also includes the months of January and February. This is a thermometer. It gets very cold on the winter in most of the United States. We can just tell how cold it is by using a tool called a thermometer. A thermometer measures temperature, which is the number we use to talk about how hot or cold it is. When it's hot outside, the liquid in the thermometer rises towards the top. When it's cold outside, the liquid of the thermometer stays down near the bottom. Another way to know how it's wintertime is by the way people are dressed. What are the people in the picture wearing that helps them stay warm in the winter? Now, boys and girls are wearing winter clothing, and it's used to protect them from the cold. Hats, mittens, scarves help you stay warm in the winter. It's usually very cold during winter where I live in Washington, D.C. Sometimes it gets even colder enough to snow. I wish it could snow every day, but the temperature must fall below freezing, below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. In order for it to snow, if the air between the clouds and the ground is below the freezing point, then, instead of rain, snowflakes will probably fall. Snow years, Washington, D.C. gets heavy snowstorms known as blizzards that bring city traffic in a halt, which means stop. And it has to force the schools to close. There are many other years when it only snows once or twice. This means snow winters are colder and snowier than others in Washington, D.C. What is it like during winter where you live? Does it even snow? When it snows, everyone works together to clear the snow. People use snow shovels to shovel snow off walkways so that others do not slip and get hurt. In many places where it snows, snowplows get to work clearly in the streets. The big plow of the front of the truck scrapes the snow and ice from the streets. These trucks also carry salt and other chemicals, which they spread on the roads as they pass. The salt and the chemicals melt the remaining ice and keep new ice from forming, which makes the road safer to people to travel in their cars. People should always drive and walk slowly and cautiously or carefully in the snow. Snow and ice are slippery, and whether you're walking or driving, you should always use extra caution when the ground is covered with snow or ice. I always cheer up when it starts to snow because I love to play in the snow. I like to build snowmen to have snowball fights with my friends. Another way to have fun in the snow is to go on a sled. Another big snow, all you need is a nice steep hill, warm clothes, and something to ride on and going sliding. After playing or working outside in the winter, it's always nice to come back inside and get warm again. Some homes have fireplaces where people light logs on the fire to help warm the houses. I love reading a good book by the fire. People usually use gas or ferns or electric heaters to help them keep the air inside their house nice and warm. Of course, having a few extra blankets on the bed is always a good idea for those frigid winter nights. Winter is also a time where some people from different religions and celebrations celebrate holidays. A Christmas holiday comes on December 25th. Hanukkah, a Jewish holiday, also falls around this time, as does Kwanzaa, a week-long holiday celebrated by African Americans. To celebrate these and other holidays in wintertime, sometimes people string colorful lights around their homes and neighborhoods. You should see Washington, D.C. during the holiday seasons. All the lights make it a magical place. Another important winter holiday falls on December 31st, which is the last day of the year. This is called New Year's Eve. January 1st, the day after December 31st, marks the beginning of a new year. January 1st is called New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, many people make resolutions or a list of things they would like to do better in the next year. Luck and good fortune are common themes for a Lunar New Year, also known as the Chinese New Year, which is a holiday that falls around the end of January and beginning of February. The color red is thought to be the sign of good fortune and happiness. Is the color chosen to wear during the festivals? Homes are decorated with red paper cut into designs, and happy wishes written on red paper are also hung through the houses. Children often receive a red envelope with money tucked inside. The people who receive these envelopes are supposed to receive good fortunes in New Year. Feasting on fish, pork, poultry, tangerines, oranges, dumplings, and special cakes. Families gather to wish each other good luck. There are many fun things to do during the winter. What's your favorite part of winter? Okay, your friend Annie. Okay, boys and girls, that was it. This is just talking about winter, so we're going to go back to, going to review the thermometer, which was on 2A2. Now, when it's cold outside, the liquid in the thermometer... When it's cold outside, the liquid of the thermometer closes to the top or close to the bottom. So when it's cold outside, boys and girls, the thermometer goes down because it's at below degrees. When it's hot, that's when the red goes up. What are some characteristics of winter? So winter is very cold. And it's very snowy. How do you dress in the winter? So during winter, you will wear a hat, a coat, a scarf, or mittens. What happens to rain when the temperature drops below freezing point? So remember, the girls said when the temperature drops below freezing point, the rain will turn into snow or ice. Now, name some good ideas of some good things about lots of snow falling. So people said you can make a snowman, go sledding on the snow. You can also stay by the fire with family. And also they said to be very careful when there's snow and be cautious because sometimes it cannot be safe. So that was the questions for comprehension. In your read aloud, you heard the word fridge, which means cold. My hands were fridge because I was playing outside in the snow without gloves. So you have to practice the word fridge, but I'm going to give you the follow-up activities right now. Just listen. The temperature during a blizzard, that is fridge because the temperature during is very cold. Boiling hot water, no, because that's hot and we're talking about cold. The way your nose feels when you're outside in the snow, yes. A typical summer hot afternoon, no, summer is hot. Popsicles in the freezer, yes, because popsicles are in the freezer and they're cold, okay? So you have to be working on your weather diary. Remember I told you that you can just draw a picture of every day of how the weather looks like. You just have to do it for 3 days, okay, boys and girls? So that's it for lesson 2. This is winter. And next we're going to talk about lesson 3, which is spring, okay? Thank you, boys and girls. Bye-bye.